Hi there, and welcome to the Danny Lowe Show. Today we are going to be going over the Raci. The Raci can be placed in different areas. I kind of did it in a sense that it'll give us the deliverables that we need to do for a specific project and who's providing those deliverables for them. It's comprised of 4 different things: somebody who's responsible, somebody that's accountable, somebody that's informed, and somebody that is consulted. So let me go ahead and share my screen for you all. So you guys can go ahead and see what I'm talking about. And just a reminder, this will go ahead and be placed down here. So you guys can just click the link and then request for it, and then I'll go ahead and send it over. Rule of thumb, always have the name of the project, always have the person who is who's the leader, who's driving this, and then last but not least, the actual work for the implementation of whatever project you're doing. The example that I'm using right now is some type of Salesforce implementation that we're doing for a company. Divided, as you can see, into either the research and the structure of what needs to be done on the left-hand side, column A, which are basically the business deliverables. And last but not least, going from B all the way to E is exactly what I just talked about, right? Who's going to be responsible for that, who's going to be accountable, who's going to be consulted, and who's going to be informed. It is important to always have an R, because the R is who is it that we're going to go back to and say, this did not get done, you are responsible X, Y, and Z. So you'll see here, I'm just going to go across the first 2 examples so you guys can engage in with this example. So platform model, as we're doing research for this specific new implementation that we're interested in going into, who's responsible for that platform model? The senior analyst. Who would be accountable? Finance team, right? Do we have the money to go ahead and do X, Y, and Z type of implementation? Who would be consulted? The design team, the ones that are actually creating it. And then who would be informed? The project manager, the sales team, as well as senior management. The strategic for the model. Who's responsible? Finance team would be responsible for that. Who would be accountable? The senior analyst. Who's consulted? Senior management. And then who would be informed? Very similar, the project manager, the design team, and the sales team. Once we're looking at structure, you can see here that there's going to be other items, right? Like you might need product specs, the design of the actual frame, the user journey, user experience, and we can go on a rant. But just at a high level, let me go ahead and talk about like product specs. We'll have who's responsible for that. So it would be the design team, right? Because they need to go ahead and gather all the information to go back and see what's going on. Who's accountable to pushing some of those meetings? Definitely the project manager to make sure that they're actually executing. Who's consulted? Senior management. Hey, this is what's going on. Depends. If your industry is waterfall, you guys will have like status updates, but if you guys are more on the agile perspective, then you might actually have PI planning, right? So senior management will be involved in those meetings as well. And last but not least would be informed, definitely the senior analyst and finance team of what is going on with those specifications. I'm going to drive down all the way to execution just so you guys can see like an end-to-end of this. Execution, definitely the project manager, who's the individual pushing on those meetings. They're responsible to make sure that they are setting those up. Who's accountable for this? Definitely the design team. Without them, we couldn't really execute on a new implementation, specifically on like the technology side. The consult, definitely senior analyst and finance. Do we want X and Y feature? Will it cost us more money? That's really where finance comes in, and the senior analyst, whether or not they start digging into it and they understand, hey, this is actually going to require X, Y, and Z. And then who's informed is actually going to be the entire team. So that is the Raci. You can also do the Raci in different methods where you can just do the actual team holders up top, and then you put who's responsible, who's accountable, informed, and so on. I like having it this way just because it gives you a holistic understanding of the end-to-end of what needs to be executed. So that is it. Have a wonderful day, and we'll be in touch. Thank you, y'all.